Education Minister Paul Calandra is implementing some changes after the horrific and tragic crash into a daycare center in Richmond Hill that left a toddler dead and injured multiple others.
And Education Minister Paul Calandra joins us live once again this morning here on CB24 Breakfast. Minister, thanks for the time this morning to talk about this. I mean, this tragedy has rocked that Richmond Hill community, but just across this province, you know, parents who drop their children off at daycares every day start to now think about where their daycare is located, parking, 100%. Driving in, et cetera. So how quickly can you make these legislative changes, and what specifically are you looking to change?
So obviously in the aftermath, we asked our providers, daycare operators, municipalities to immediately close parking spaces in front of vulnerable doors, windows, and we are out there now. I've ordered my ministry to work with inspectors, service providers, and operators, frankly, to identify vulnerabilities across the system. Also with our education partners, many daycares are in schools as well. Identify vulnerabilities, and we will move forward immediately in advance of legislation, frankly, identifying some of those vulnerabilities. We've heard from so many other partners in the construction industry, and we're willing to help out right now and help provide you with some of that safety in advance of legislation. But legislation will have to be brought in because in some instances, landlords might have covenants that don't allow operators to put those barriers. So we will remove those covenants. We will remove any obstacles that municipalities currently put in the way of barriers in front of the daycare centers, and we'll do that in legislation. But we're going to start immediately on protecting. It's overdue, and we've heard loud and clear from people. Let's get on with it.
Yeah, and if you look at daycare centers across Ontario, I mean, there are a lot. Licensed ones, I think it's close to like 5,800. So have you identified all the ones that kind of need safety implementations already, and what does that look like? Yeah,
the inspectors are in the field right now, and frankly, a lot of operators are proactively are sending information to us, and we've asked municipalities the same thing. Do an audit of all of your facilities. Not everyone is going to need this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it could be a planter, frankly. There are certain planters that are made specifically for the purpose of keeping a vehicle out. It's bollards, it's traffic control devices. So there are many different things that might be needed and many different ways of doing it, but message loud and clear. Especially from the family and Liam's his parents, stop talking and just get it done. And we're going to do that.
Minister, there's no doubt this was an absolute tragedy, and like I said, it sort of rocked, the province. I've heard some people, though, commenting and saying, well, this was such a freak thing. It was kind of a one-off thing. Do we really need to sort of go around and change everything based on something that doesn't happen on a sort of daily basis? How do you respond to people who suggest that? Yeah,
look, I've heard that, but I think the evidence is loud and clear. A barrier in front of this particular location would have stopped this car from going in there, and I think that we have to stop talking about it and just get it done. I don't buy that. The Premier called me almost immediately after this when he heard the news and said, Paul, you better start fixing this right away. And just generally, you hear, like, who hasn't been impacted by this? Right? Everybody's been impacted by this. Parents, grandparents. So we're going to get this done because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, and the family of baby Liam, they're obviously devastated. The parents aren't directly speaking to the media. The family is the aunt. They're calling for, legislation to be passed and also to be changed to his name to remember him so that this doesn't happen again. Is this something that the government is looking to fulfill?
Yeah, absolutely. Our member of provincial parliament, Minister Michael Parsa, has been in touch with the family and has reiterated both mine and the Premier's absolute that we are going to make changes. We're going to move quickly, and of course, any legislation will be named in honor of Liam. Frankly, it is a tragedy. It has impacted so many people. I wish I could say it was the only time, though. I mean, right? Like this
happened in Montreal.
It happened in Montreal. So it's we have to move quickly. We have to get this done.
When you say quickly, how quickly may we see changes in terms of physical barriers, not just the blocking of parking spots at this point?
As I said, I'm hoping almost immediately, frankly. We've had a lot of outreach from a lot of providers who said they want to move as quickly as possible, and we've had some outreach from construction that have said we have some barriers, we can start putting them out there if you want us to do that. So we're putting that all together right now to moving as quickly as possible in front of some of the most vulnerable locations, frankly. But it will take time to do all of the locations. It really will. And despite the evidence, there will be those that try and avoid doing this. Not operators. I don't sense it from operators, but as I say, there are landlords who have covenants that say you're not allowed to do this.
Yeah.
There are some municipalities where daycare operators have been trying to do this, and the municipality has said no, we won't let you do it. So both of those have to be addressed, and we'll do that in legislation. But we're not waiting for the legislation. We're moving as quickly as we possibly can to get the entire province made safe.
Yeah, and is the budget for this something that you've kind of looked at and discussed? And do you have kind of a ballpark range, or do you
not
see
yet?
that
But
as
there
an
will have
issue?
to. No, not yet.
Okay.
But absolutely, there's going to have to be support for operators in order to get this done. So that support will be made available as well.
Okay, Minister Calandra, appreciate your time again this morning. Thanks for this.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you.